Gentlemen, let's open things up for a debate here, okay? We were talking before the show, right? Obviously, there's a big Thursday night football matchup between Justin Herbert versus Patrick Mahomes, but there's also another quarterback that was taken in that same rookie class, and I feel like everyone talks about Justin Herbert. Don't get me wrong. He's been fantastic. He's been fun to watch, but not enough people, in my opinion, and probably your opinions as well, gentlemen, are talking about Joe Burrow. So let's bring it up to the table. The great debate, Joe Burrow versus Justin Herbert. And I mean, Adam, I want to start off with you. Your thoughts on this, because Justin Herbert's fantastic, as we mentioned. He's doing things in an offensive scheme, I think, that plays to his strengths, and we didn't necessarily get to see at the University of Oregon. But then you have Joe Burrow, who is just, in my opinion, he is amplifying everybody around him, which is why I think he's their franchise guy.
Yeah, they're both going to be with those teams for a long time. And I think if you're either of those front offices, you're thrilled with the player you drafted, right? If you're telling me the number 3 quarterback taken is Justin Herbert in a draft, you're absolutely beside yourself with joy as a Chargers fan. But Joe Burrow's different, man. I mean, he certainly doesn't have the cannon that Herbert does, but his feel for the game is fantastic. And what kind of just floors me is yesterday. I mean, they needed him to be fantastic to get back into that game, and he was absolutely fantastic. He was. And if their defense could have made a stop, they would have won that game. I mean, the touchdown throws he made, particularly the one to Chase, the back of the end zone, buying time, and the play looked completely dead. I don't know if Herbert can make that play. I don't know he can make that play consistently. And that, to me, is the difference. It's just Burrow is just a gamer. And I know it's hard to quantify and all that. Maybe he makes some mistakes. But I'll say this. He's been doing that behind an awful offensive line. I think they're 31st in the league in pass block win rate, and the 32nd team is the Miami Dolphins. Okay, the Miami Dolphins throw nothing but 5-yard passes. The Bengals go vertical because they have the weapons to go vertical, and they have the trust in the quarterback to make those vertical throws. And
what are you trying to say about Tua, Adam? What were you insinuating about Tua right there?
You talked to my bad ear. Sorry, Dalton. I couldn't pick that up. That's a conversation. Hey, look, the Dolphins are off. Okay, the Dolphins haven't lost in 2 months. Let's leave Tua alone just for today. Okay,
I'm with it. That's fair.
But
I think.
But neither
you were talking about trusting the quarterback and all that stuff. I just wasn't sure what was going on there. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever you want to read between the lines, Dalton, you can. Okay, I'm just saying this. Joe Burrow is asked to do things that Justin Herbert isn't asked to do. And he's asked to, I mean, it's a talk about Zach Taylor, what kind of play caller he is and how he has a feel for the game and all that. It doesn't matter because Burrow's so good that he makes up for it. He is really incredible. And I think he is a worthy number 1 pick in the draft. I think certainly if I would like to, in Universe B, where he didn't tear his ACL as a rookie, and see where he'd be in his development if he had that half season they didn't last year. But I don't think there are 4 or 5 quarterbacks in the National Football League playing better right now than Joe Burrow.
Oh, no, I agree. And I think that last year, if he didn't tear his ACL, I think they would have really made a late run to try to get a playoff spot. I mean, I think they were on that right trajectory there. But even just talked about that, too. I mean, a lot of concerns and going up to the draft. And look, I'm guilty of it as well. So if you want to come at me, Bengals fans, for it, you're more than welcome to. But I had said that they need offensive line help to protect Joe Burrow. While that still may be true, Ja'Marr Chase was a great selection for them. He absolutely was. He's been fantastic for them. But, man, just the contribution. So you get Joe Burrow. You get Ja'Marr Chase. Then you have T. Higgins, who's been, I think, fantastic late on the season. He had a shoulder injury earlier on, but now he's really coming to his own. Tyler Boyd, and even CJ Uzomah at the tight end position. They have a wide variety of weapons. Not to mention, you also have Samaje Perine as a backup to Joe Mixon right now. They have a pretty good 1-2 punch at tailback. They are very balanced on the offensive side of the ball, and the defense is pretty strong. But you said it earlier in our pre-production meeting, their biggest opponent is themselves.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. It's Joe Burrow being the playmaker that he is, turning the ball over with interceptions. And it's happened this year, and it's fine. And I don't really care all that much about interceptions. If you're going to go out and you're going to make plays, you're ringing up Ja'Marr Chase. And as soon as I saw that pick, I knew it was going to be outstanding. Ja'Marr Chase is Joe Burrow's binky or his blankie or whatever you grew up with that you held on too tight throughout the years, even though you were way too old to have it. That's what Ja'Marr Chase is to Joe Burrow. And he is unbelievable at separating very, very late in vertical concepts. And so for me, that was an outstanding pickup. I think that really helped. I don't know how much progression he would have had if he didn't tear his ACL, just because he was already one of the most, if not the most advanced quarterback mentally that I had seen coming out of the draft, that I've evaluated. Everything that he does, he was so quick. There's not many guys in college that you're saying you're going 5 wide and you're going to have to make a decision like that because you're getting 5 guys or 6 guys coming at you. He was able to pick out those spots and really tear teams apart in college. And they obviously had fantastic talent as well. But yes, he was absolutely more than worthy of a number 1 pick. The talk now comes because Justin Herbert is having a ton of success in Los Angeles, and Justin Herbert is everything that if we built a quarterback in Madden, that's what Justin Herbert is. And Justin Herbert is no slouch, as a mental processor either. And he's getting better in this offense with Joe Lombardi. This was the first year of Joe Lombardi for him. So I think he had to grow into that a little bit. And I think Joe had to grow into him as well because he has this howitzer of an arm and he's got great athleticism. And he just need to figure out, let him throw the ball down the field. And obviously, I'm not talking about 65 yards in the air downfield like he did in this past game, but rolling out right, throwing back to your left on tight end Lincoln, and they actually ran it with a slot receiver yesterday. Those are the kinds of things that Justin Herbert, those windows that down the field are really, really tight most of the time, and guys aren't able to really attack because they don't have the arm strength. He has that, and he also has the natural accuracy to attack that level of the field as well. And that level of the field is just more difficult to cover. It just is because you're not going to have that many guys out there.
Let me ask you a question. This will kind of be our topic for both of you. If you had to choose one quarterback right now, we'll start with you, Dalton. We'll go to you, Adam. If you had to choose between Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert leading the team, let's say you're a GM, who would you choose between those two?
I would choose Justin Herbert. And it's just because of the physical upside. I mean, we're talking about somebody who has the potential physically to be the best quarterback in the NFL for a long, long, long time. And I think that Joe Burrow is outstanding mentally. And I think that he can be a guy, like a Drew Brees, I guess, or a Tom Brady-esque, pocket passer type. But if you're going to give me somebody with the ability to run as well, and not that Joe Burrow can't, but somebody who can legitimately run the football like he did 90 yards on 9 carries in that game a couple of weeks ago, I'm going to take that physical upside.
Yeah, and this is I largely agree with you, Dalton. The difference is I just think Burrow's got that extra.
And that's why he was the number 1 pick. That's why he was the number 1 pick. He's got that. He's got what people thought Baker had.
Correct.
Is what it is.
That is 100% correct.